Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Coming right back at you with another video, preaching the gospel without no religions. Because, ladies and gentlemen, religions has been another one of the many games that have been played upon God's people. Okay? As it is written in the book. By the way, I just came from outside, the rain. That's why my shirt is a little wet. Sorry about that, but it's raining. God's blessing in this wonderful Sabbath day of rest of Saturday, July 11th, according to the according to man's calendar, the Gregorian calendar. This is 2020. All right, and 2020, ladies and gentlemen, is the beginning of the end of this matrix satanic system that God's people have been suffering under for many years. And all cards are on the table for them. And they are playing and throwing us all kinds of games. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't recognize, if you don't see the connection by connecting the dots between the George Floyd tragedy and before that the pandemic, because that's what it is. It's a pandemic that has been going on. In fact, I want you to see some of the links that I will share with you today so that you will see. See, we are the lost tribes of Israel, the true lost tribe of Israel. Okay, and being that we are lost, the enemy has taken advantage of. And that's why we are crying foul to everything that the system has brought upon us. The system has played us and has slayed us, and is still doing it. In fact, I'm going to read some of these things right here, and then I'm going to read some of the Bible verses to prove of what I'm telling you here. In fact, some of the links that I'm going to send you has to do with the conditioning, the social conditioning. First, in fact, no, let me just read it to you. Okay? In fact, the evil plans of the author. Brothers and sisters and ladies and gentlemen, please do not get distracted. Do not be deceived or played by the following hypnotic words that the author, that is the Freemasonic orders, which are the devil's disciples organization, by the following hypnotic words that they have always thrown at us to get us all riled up, to trigger the fire of self-destruction through fear. The first one is civil rights. The fact of the matter is that civil rights was another game play. We were obviously being abused back in the 50s and 60s. We were segregated. It was all part of the plan. It's part of the curses that we are living under. Police brutality. Talk about police brutality. Ladies and gentlemen, before this whole, before we were given civil rights, we were being killed. We used to be the show of the town. We used to be burned and hung and watched by this evil system. Racism. The destruction of our people goes beyond racism. They hate us. Black Lives Matter. Well, if that's the case, then Black Lives Matter should be all over, um, um, all over Chicago, and protesting the 200 and something thousands of abortion that the black community, that the black ladies do every year in the United States. But what am I talking about? Their own leaders claim, their own leaders say what? That they are Marxists. That's how lost our people have gone. That's how lost we are. That they have given themselves up to ideologies, to evil, because we are lost. So we accept everything that makes us feel good. Okay? So the game of capitalism, the game of democracy hasn't worked. So you know what? Let's give Marxism a try. An ideology that cost the life of many hundreds of millions of people throughout its history. But yet we are giving ourselves to that ideology through Black Lives Matter, which is being financed by Mr. George Soros. Just like Antifa. Terrorism. The word terrorism, ladies and gentlemen, is another hypnotic word that they have used to distract us. And you're going to see one example of it, which is 9/11. 9/11 was more than an inside job. 9/11 was an excuse for the United States to expand in the Middle East, to bring about more destruction. What if I was to tell you that out of 9/11 came the death of 1.2 million people, 1.2 million innocent people? It had nothing to do with terrorism, but yet they pushed that propaganda and people believed it. So terrorism is a word that was created by them. White supremacy. What is this white supremacy thing? Ladies and gentlemen, the people that we have been living under are what? Edomites, which came from the seed of Esau. Go read Genesis 25 all the way to 25, 27, 28, 32, up to 32 to the 32 verse of the Bible. I mean chapters of the book, and you see what I mean. Anti-Semitic. I mean anti-Semitic. There's no such thing as anti-Semitic. Oh, if you talk about Jews, that's anti-Semitic. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Jewish is a religion. It's not a nation. The people that are living now in the Holy Land are fake Jewish people who call themselves, who stole our identity. But that land was actually bought out by the Rothschild from the Rothschild pay to bought them from Britain back in 1948. But only on one condition, that they will bear the symbols of the Rothschild, the red cross. I mean the red pentagram. And that is exactly what the flag of Israel stands for. It's a pentagram. 6 points to the devil. The others have been watching. Another thing, hold on. Anti-Semitic, George Floyd, again, it was all part of the plan. You got people locked up in the houses due to the coronavirus. And then you let those people loose. Just when the businesses were about to open in the United States, by coincidence, George Floyd happened. And you know what happened? A lot of small businesses were destroyed. See, it's all part of the plan. Do you see how these people work? They exploit our emotions because they know that we are emotional people. They know that we are spiritual people, so they gave us religions. And we have easily given up to them, and we have easily been led astray. And in the meantime, our people are dying, killing each other, suffering. What they say, no justice, no peace. This is so ridiculous. I'm sorry. Do you know the meaning of justice? Justice only comes from your Creator, from God, from the great I am. That's his real name. The I am. Okay? The real Israelites are Jacob's descendants through his 12 sons, which in terms are the 12 tribes of Israel. And they are as follow: Judah, the so-called Negroes. The first son that Jacob had, Reuben, are the Seminole Indians, which are in the indigenous people in Australia. 3, Levi, the Haitians. 4, the tribes of Simeon, the so-called Dominicans. Ephraim, Puerto Ricans. The tribe of God, the Native Americans. The tribe of Naphtali, which are Hawaiians and the Samoans Indians. 8, Zebulon. Guatemala to Panama and Colombia. Manasseh, the Cubans. Number 10, Issachar, the Mexicans. 11, the tribe of Asher, which are composed of Brazil, Venezuela, Peru, Argentina, and by the way, okay, number 12, Benjamin, which is Jacob's youngest son. They are in the isles of the West Indies, like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, the Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to know, okay, we got to know who we are so that we can understand as to how we have been treated. By the way, if you want to read more on the Bible, go to Genesis chapter 49, where before Jacob died, he went to sleep. Okay? Before he went to sleep, he told his 12 sons what they were going to be going through in these last days that we are living under. Okay? So quickly, so I don't want to keep you waiting too long, let us go to the Bible. And once again, I don't subscribe to no religion. Religion it's a men's games. And okay. In fact, let us go to, speaking of which, let us go to Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 17. Verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Verse 5. Thus says the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. But we have trusted man. Black Lives Matter, for instance. Everybody supporting them. Hollywood, the media, politicians, the sports industry, everyone is supporting them. But guess what? Don't you see that if you are a friend of the world, you are automatically an enemy of God? But then again, as one of the Black Lives Matter co-founders explained it, we are trained Marxists. They don't believe in God. They tell you they do. They don't have any. They are trained Marxists. Why couldn't they say we are trained soldiers of God, like I am? And we are here to bring you the truth. Do not feed into the enemy. Okay? It is, as Mark Twain says, it is better to deceive people than to convince them that they have been deceived. Black Lives Matter, you have been deceived. And that is the reality. That's your reality check for the day. Now, let us go to 1 Timothy chapter 1. Okay? 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which ministers questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. So do. So you understand? What are you talking about that you are Marxist? Shame on you. You should go, you should know where our people have come from, that we are God's people. That's where you be directing, because that's the only way that we are going to survive. But you know what? The Bible also tells us that countless millions of our people will die because we have forgotten our God. I mean, when you follow Marxism, that says it all right there, ladies and gentlemen, please. And the media, the people that control this planet control the media. I mean, that's a fact, Jack. The Jewish mafia control Hollywood, the media. Okay? So, of course, they have to push an agenda. Let us go to 1 Peter chapter 2. 1 Peter chapter 2. Okay? 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 10, verse 10, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Do you understand? A lot of people, a lot of us, millions upon countless millions will die because we have chosen to follow genealogies and fables and ideologies. I mean, really? God's people following Marxism? Are you freaking kidding me? These people hated us more than what you now, because they are the same of the people that we are living under right now. These are the Edomites. And so were the Marxism. The people that brought you socialism, Marxism, capitalism, the Nazism, they all are the same tree. They are Edomites. The same people that brought you the first beast, which is the Roman Catholic Church, the Jesuits, the Jesuit order, the Club of Rome, the Swedish Rites. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please. Let us go to John 6. John 6. John 6, chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are a spirit and they are life. 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua Christ knew from the beginning who they were that believeth not, and who should betray him. Okay? Now let us go to Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. Okay? Romans chapter 8, starting on verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. 15. For you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. 17. And if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ. If so, be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Now let us go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flax of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Bear with me. Deuteronomy 4, same book. Deuteronomy 4, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 28. 20. Let us start 20 and verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. 28. And there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Now, this is obviously talking about the mistreatment of our people. And we are being distracted with police brutality. Ladies and gentlemen, again, as I have said in my previous videos, the police is a free Masonic organization. What they call it, the Blue Bloods. You think these people care about our people? No, they don't. Okay? In fact, there's a show on television, what called Blue Bloods, something like that. They even rub it in our faces. So this is actually talking about the mistreatment, including the transatlantic slavery, which happens to the tribe of Judah. Because you know how it went down, right? Reuben